everyone, how are you? Welcome to my channel. My name is Dawn. Thank you so much for being here. Please do hit subscribe and follow along on other social media outlets. All of that is below in the description. Thank you. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, and you're more than welcome to leave feedback publicly or privately. Okay, so we are at the start of a new month. April is always a time of rejoicement, and it's a very important month to myself. So I always feel and find myself being fully rejoiced in April. Yeah, so I hope that even in the midst of this pandemic and lockdown and isolation and all the chaoticness that's happening around the world, I hope that you can feel, especially in the northern hemisphere, it's coming into spring. It is spring. And you know, like kind of the reawakening of after hibernation, and then for the southern hemisphere it's that kind of wind down time and tying up loose ends before the hibernation of winter. So I hope that that's kind of what I'm feeling energetically, and I hope that I'm explaining that correctly or properly or understandably or whatever. Also energetically, I'm feeling people are kind of getting this like an itchiness, and things are getting a bit difficult for some people, but do what you can for yourself. This is very, very important and very vital time for the isolation and for self-preservation as well. But it's also not about the selfishness of self-preservation. It's about the preservation of the community and of all fellow mankind, basically. So just bear that in mind, okay? It's about the global sense. It's about your neighbours. It's about everybody. It's not just about you. Okay, so maybe keep that a bit more forefront, because people are kind of falling off the bandwagon of the self-isolation, and it's getting a little bit ridiculous. And that's where I'm feeling energetically, of this kind of itchiness. Like people are getting kind of a bit pissed off, a bit annoyed, you know, so bear that in mind, okay? Right, so for today's daily guidance, I am using my Akashic Tarot. Very, very drawn to the Akashic. I'm doing a course actually on the Akashic records, so hopefully I'll be up and reading them in no time. And I have chose a happy card as well via the feelgoodcollective.ie. Do check her out, she's brilliant. Alright, okay, so I have chose the cards. For today we have the Divine Physician. The Divine Physician, which is pretty incredible considering what Mother Earth is doing right now. And she is rejuvenating, and she is going through this treacherous time and coming out in a blooming state, and it's healing, which is so important. And that kind of bears in mind with the Divine Physician. Also, as you can see, you know, like there's all the lovely colours there and the aura there as well. There's so much healing being done on this card. And I feel very much a kind of a sense of birth, or that rebirth coming through with this card. It's very, like there's rundown shacks in the background. I'm not sure if you can see them, rundown shacks. And it's this kind of sense of rebuilding and re-getting there. Also, the sense of the healing hand. As you can see there, his healing hand is there. It is a time of healing and self-healing as well. Not only with the world healing, with Mother Earth healing, but also a sense of us healing and where we were going through, what we were going through previously, of this kind of continuous monotonous kind of entrapment of the rat race, of like having to do everything boom, 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 and you know, trying to keep up with the Joneses, or this kind of pretense of keeping up with the Joneses and not really. And whereas this is kind of like, this card shows like everything has slowed down, and it is the Divine Physician that we are going through this healing process. And this process isn't only healing us, it's healing everything and everything it touches with this amazing energy of healing. Also with this card, I'm getting not everyone, some people, you need to really quieten it back down and kind of stop the madness that's going on inside your head. So it's this kind of like slow it down to a sense that, you know, checking back in with yourself, doing some creative writing, meditate, you know, just kind of sit and look at the wonders of the world, or, you know, just slow it down. You don't need to be constantly doing. And that in itself will start healing you and will start kind of bringing you back to the present moment. So we're leaving the past behind us, and we're not going too far into the future and the panic and the anxiety that goes along with that. We are going to be in the present moment, doing what we can in this moment in time. Okay? Lots of healing to be done. And I love the fact that there's cherry blossom tree. You know, everyone loves a bit of cherry blossom. And it just brings that kind of the summery energy and that warmer weather, and the kind of the stillness of blue skies and white clouds, and there's nothing else happening. And that is kind of where we are right now, internationally, with nothing is happening. Everything has stopped. So it's time for you just to stop and check in with yourself. Okay? And then for the happy card, we have... okay. I kind of feel like maybe I should start looking at these cards and readapting what I'm saying, but then I'm kind of feeling like if I do that, then I'm taken away from what is a natural progression of each card. So I probably won't be checking in with the cards. Yeah, I love when the universe, it's been happening a lot, especially with the daily guidance, where I'm saying things and then like the next card is like boom, or the first card is boom. That's exactly what I've been talking about. Where this happy card is exactly what I was talking about, like in very shorter words. How are you? Spend 10 minutes checking in with your feelings and emotions. It's time to check in with yourself. How are you going to check in with yourself today and every day thereafter? It's this kind of like literally sit down and turn off the social media. Put your phone down. Turn off the TV. You know, like even if like look, if you have kids, as some of you, as probably everyone knows, I do have children and I do have cats and dogs and a husband, etc. But find a time in the day to check in with yourself, whether it be first thing in the morning, how am I feeling? What do I want to feel for the day? Whether it be midday, right? How am I going to change how I feel about the rest of my day? Is it last thing at night? How do I feel about today? How did today go? What am I grateful for? And each time you check in with yourself, what am I grateful for? Write down a gratitude list. What, like, exactly what it is. Even if it's the same 3 things continuously, so be it. That is what you're grateful for, and that is so important. Spend 10 minutes checking in with your feelings and your emotions. And how can we change this? If you're in bad form, if you're like up to fucking 90 and just full of like, how am I going to change that? Go for a walk, drink some water, sit down and chill the fuck out. It's simple, okay? But they are the cards for today, and I hope that you can relate to them, whether it be the divine physician and everything that's there and all the healing that's involved and what is needed for the healing. And this is needed for the healing. Spending 10 minutes checking in with your feelings and emotions. Asking yourself, how are you? Not worrying about the washing, not worrying about the dusting, not worrying about whatever. How are you? And you need to ask yourself, how are you? Like, speak to yourself like that. How are you? And answer accordingly, and then adapt and find or change. It's all about your perception or perception of how it is, and that is so important. But they are the cards for today. I hope that you can relate. You're more than welcome to leave feedback publicly or privately, and I will see you all again tomorrow. Namaste, my friends. Take care.